Okay. So now let's talk about the first of the non-living classes. We call it noun class 3, just because it comes after noun class 2. There's nothing special about that number. It's just the first of the non-living classes. Now, how do we identify things that belong to this noun class? Say you're just minding your business and you saw two words like this, mtu, and you saw mti. You're like, how do I know which of this is noun class 3? Noun class 3 will begin with an M in its singular form, followed immediately by a consonant. So, following that rule, both of these words should belong to noun class 3, right? Wrong, just because there's another rule. It has to be a non-living thing, something that can't move from point A to point B. Mti is a tree. Let's find another word. Mto is a river. Starts with an M, followed immediately by a consonant. So that's how you identify if a noun belongs to noun class 3, okay? And then in its plural, it's going to start with MI. So say you've never seen the word tree before. If somebody asked you, what is the plural for mti? What would you say? Knowing that it has to start with an MI.
Miti.
Very good, miti. See, and this is what I'm talking about, hacks. If you know the characteristics of a noun class, you don't have to know all nouns. All you have to know is the rules, and then you can apply them. So like right now, were able to correctly deduce that miti is the noun class, is the plural for mti, which goes without saying the plural for mto is what?
Mito.
Vizuri, mito. So let's reiterate. How do we know noun class is 3? 1, it has to be a non-living thing. Non-living. 2, let's put it there. It has to start with M, followed by a consonant. So if it starts with an M and it's followed by a vowel like that, that means it belongs to a different noun class. It has to be followed by that. So another word, mkoba, that's a bag, belongs to that noun class. And then finally, plural always starts with me. Okay, so that is noun class 3, otherwise known as the M class, otherwise known as the U class. It has 3 names. Yes, Tabia.
I have a question about the plural.
Okay.
So it starts with me, but would it still keep the same I guess law where it has the consonant right after the me?
So in plural, this becomes the main rule,
Okay.
the MI. So let me actually put them in together. Mti, miti. Mto, mito. Mkoba, mikoba. That's how it looks like.
Gotcha.
Did I see another hand? Bora, did I see your hand?
Yeah, it was mine, but I understand it now.
Okay,
I
vizuri.
truly understand it, yes.
Sawa sawa. Now, since I had a lot of time in my hands, I found pictures. So we have mkoba for bag. These are just some, I lied to you. That is not mtoto, that's mpira.
Okay.
Please. Mtoto doesn't look like that. That's, yes. Okay, and then we have mti. Hang on, I need to change that because somebody's going to be thoroughly confused after that. Let me adjust that right now because, pardon me, mpira. Okay. And then I'll share that and then we do that whole thing again. Okay, there we go. That's mpira now. I don't know why this keeps coming up every time I come back. Okay, so mkoba, mpira, mti, mkate, mto. Now I need some brave volunteers. Who wants to tell me the plural for mkoba?
Mikoba.
Vizuri, mikoba. Yeah, you can just shout. It does, yeah.
Mipira.
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 Miti,
Uh-huh.
Mikati,
Kate.
Uh-huh.
and Mito.
Perfect. See, you guys are already experts at this now, class 3, you know? Okay, so now let us try to, we're going to now look at some nouns, some verbs, and see how noun classes actually impacted. Anguka means to fall. Dunda means to bounce. Tiririka means to flow. And nunua means to buy. Okay, so the good thing about verbs is that they are not discriminatory. They use all nouns from all different noun classes. So once you learn a few, you can always just keep building on them because they apply everywhere. So let us look at, and the reason I'm showing you this right now is because I'm about to show you the practical applications for this noun classes. Okay, forgive this. Where is my, okay, so here we have a prefix. So remember the way I was showing you about prefixes and object infixes in our first conversation, this? What simply happens is we are going to just be using noun class components to replace these things. So instead of using the a for people, tense remains the same. Let's say M and then kula, let's say na, lisha. Okay, so a for he or she, na, present tense, for he or she, and verb. Now I'm going to show you how to use the noun class to replace this verb. Okay, so mti, please don't panic because it's not going to make any sense once I'm done with it in terms of the lisha, because feeding is only a human thing, but I need to just show you how we replace these verbs. U, the subject prefix for noun class 3 is u. So if it was a person, we would have said a, but because it's a tree and it belongs to noun class 3, we are using u. So anytime we talk about a tree, we will never say mti anaanguka. It's always going to be mti unaanguka, mto unatiririka, mkoba umeanguka, or something like that. So whenever we are talking about nouns in noun class 3, we always start with an u. So tense remains the same, una. And then if we're going to use the same one, it doesn't change for an object. So mti and una, let's see, that won't make a lot of sense. So let me actually do the object first, and then I'll show you the infix. So as an object, mti unaanguka, the tree is falling. Okay. But if I want to talk about the tree as a recipient of an action, like the tree was cut down, I will say mtu, because mtu is a person, we'll start with a, li, u, kata, mti. So here's the trick. If the tree is coming at the end of the verb, of the sentence, then it needs to have an u in the middle of the verb. Okay, so this mti here is being captured by this object infix right here in the sentence. But in this first sentence, mti comes first. So the u comes in front. When the tree is the main actor, we start with an U. When the tree is the recipient of the action, the U is in the middle. The easy thing about this is that it still remains the U. It doesn't change. Unlike when you're talking about people, at the beginning is A and in the middle is M. But when you're talking about noun class 3, U and U. So mti unaanguka or mtu aliukata mti. If we want to talk about a tall tree, we will say mti refu, because like we said, Swahili loves to match. Okay. Here's another thing about it. When we want to talk about my tree or my bag, it's going to be mkoba wangu. Okay. And if I want to say the teacher's bag, I'll say mkoba wa mwalimu. So when with the associative of, it's wa. With possession is wangu. So there are lots of components here to remember, but don't look at them individually. Just try to learn them within sentences. So how about we do that right now and learn those sentences? I'm going to show you a few, and then you'll tell me how you feel about that. This is the teacher's bag. So we will say, huu ni mkoba wa mwalimu. Swahili doesn't have apostrophes, so we end up needing the associative of, the a, this one right here. So we just say, huu ni mkoba wa mwalimu. Where did I get that who? That is it here, right here. This, that, and that over there. Who, huo, and ule. So this is the teacher's bag. Huo ni mkoba wa mwalimu. That is the teacher's bag. And ule ni mkoba wa mwalimu. That over there is the teacher's bag. So that's how we work with demonstratives. This, that, and that over there. So why on earth do you need to learn demonstratives? Here's the cool thing. Do you remember those subject infixes or prefixes that we were talking about? Guess what? If you learned every demonstrative, especially the first one, you can literally just split it into two, and that will give you the prefix. And this works for every noun class. So if you learn your demonstratives, that means you've technically learned your subject prefixes and you've learned your object infixes.
Wow.
Just because you can split it into two and get that. See, so mkoba umeanguka, just like that, just because you learned how to do the demonstratives. And that's why I'm always singing about it, because it holds the key to everything, and you just need to learn one thing and then you can use it for everything else. Okay, so let us try and work on the other sentences right here. That wide river is flowing. So mto huo mpana. Remember our little verb I taught you, tiririka? So we're going to say una tiririka. Okay, mto huo mpana una tiririka. And then next, I bought that loaf of bread. Ni li. Now check it out. U nunua, because now the bread is the object. Mkate.
Mkate huo.
Perfect. Because we don't have a loaf of bread, it's just mkate. Yeah. So he tends to make things a lot, like, it doesn't have a lot of fanciful stuff. We just go straight to the point and say what we're trying to say. Okay. And then my tree fell. So mti
wangu
Wangu.
oh
Umeanguka.
Yes, ulianguka. Just because we're working with the past tense. Mti wangu ulianguka. Okay. And finally, the child's ball bounced. So we'll say mpira wa mtoto.
Toto.
Huh?
Uli.
Dunda, that was the word
Uli.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, for bouncing. Okay, so this is how we work with noun class 3. Of course, it'll take a little bit of repetition to remember that, but this is generally how every noun class behaves. Once you learn its particular rules, then you can apply them to everything else. Now let's do the plural form of that. I don't know why this is here. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to work with that plural. These are the teacher's bags. So we'll say he, ni, mipira, mikoba, ya, mwalimu. Just because we are using, this thing got stuck the way it was supposed to be. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so subject prefix for that is I. I must have duplicated this wrong instead of putting it the correct one. He, and this is hio, and then this is ile, and then this is mi, and then this is yangu, and this is ya. So same thing. Now we've moved on to the plural form. Okay, let's go back to present of year so they can. So hii ni mikoba ya mwalimu. So check this out. We have our little subject, our little demonstrative. Look at this, split it. That gives us the subject prefix and that gives us the object prefix. So E is the prefixes that we want. So those wide rivers, let's do this. These rivers, mito hii, those rivers, mito hio, and those rivers over there, mito ile. So see, we're doing the exact same thing for that noun class. Now that we see, and then if I want to say my rivers, I say mito yangu.
Mito ile.
And then so, going back to our examples, hii ni mikoba ya mwalimu. That is the associative of. Now, those wide rivers are flowing. Mito. The good thing about demonstratives, it doesn't really matter whether you start with the noun or the demonstrative itself, as long as they come next to each other. So you can literally say hio, mito, or you can say mito, hio. But don't put anything between them, because then you ruin the rhythm. Okay. So
may I just ask a question, please?
Yes, by all means.
Yes. Concerning the associative of. So this of refers to the noun and not to the verb which comes behind, because malimu is always the singular, but first we had the wa and now we have the ya. So this is referring to the mikoba.
Yes, okay. It's referring to the thing owned.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Nice catch, girl. See, that doesn't matter. It's the noun that we're talking about that is going to be changing that thing. Okay, so hio mito mipana ni inatiririka. Okay, hio mito mipana inatiririka. And let's say I bought those loaves of bread. Nili nunua mikate hio.
Yeah.
So we are seeing this time, because mikate is the object, that little letter here is going to come in the middle. Okay, So, and my trees fell. Miti yangu.
Yangu.
Uh-huh. What starts? I, ili. Ili. Vizuri sana. Anguka. So you see how powerful those little letters are because they change the structure of the sentence. So if you know what to start with, that's why I say just learn your demonstratives and split it away. And that gives you all the clues that you need. So, and then finally, the child's balls bounced. Ni pira ya mtoto ilidunda. Okay, so that's noun class 4, which is simply the plural for noun class 3. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to do a little quiz to see how you feel about noun class 3 and 4. Again, it's not anything, it's just to gauge yourself so that you are able to, let me pull that. Poll 2 and launch.
That.
Back, cover, me.
Okay. My tree.
So it's not the plural. So the following is the correct. The boat is mine. Boat.
E.
Don't think too hard. Just whatever instinctively comes, just put in there. Few seconds. And don't be afraid to be wrong. It's okay. That's how we learn. So whatever your instincts are telling you, just put it down, and then I'll show you why you're either right or wrong. And then you'll learn it. Okay. I see a few people haven't done it yet. Okay, since we still have a lot of two things to cover, let's just end it and show you how it's done. Okay, so please translate the following sentences. My tree is tall. This is my ball. That bag is beautiful. So mti wangu ni mrefu, huu ni mpira wangu, and mkoba huo ni mrembo. This was the correct answer, the first one. 82% of you got it right. Here was the trick. I knew this would be a little difficult just because if you're not careful, you'll think this is miti, but it was singular form. So it had to be the wa. So whenever it's the singular form, you want to work with the W. Wangu, not yangu. Okay. And then which of the following is correct? The boat is mine. Mtumbi huu ni wangu. And also, I know this is not fair, but that was also very close. Mtumbwa, if I wanted it to be ule, I would have said that boat over there. So mtumbwi huu ni wangu was the correct one. And these trees fell. Miti hii ilianguka. Again, remember Swahili likes uniformity. So miti huo is, you're mixing the singular and the plural. So we wanted miti hii. And then miti ile ulianguka. So see, u only works with the first noun class. I mean, with the noun class 3. So, but do not worry. I put nobody is going to test you like this. I just want to make sure you see the little nuances. So if you didn't get it correct, don't get discouraged. That's just what I do to make sure you know everything. And then finally, which of the following is correct translation? The man cut down the tree. In this sentence, I was trying to get you to focus on the tree as an object. So you should have been focusing on the u in the middle. Because see, the main actor is the man in this tree, in this sentence, and the tree is being cut down. So it's the object. So mtu aliukata mti. Okay, so it's just repetition. It gets it to make more sense with time. So kazi nzuri sana. Sawa sawa. Let us see, we only have about 10 minutes to go. So we actually do have a choice. I could go on to noun class 5 and 6, or I could open up for questions regarding noun class 3 and 4. So just tell me what you'd like to do, because I would frankly be rushing through the noun class 5 and 6. I don't know, I'm not sure whether I need to just save it for the next time and then focus more on reinforcing noun class 3 and 4 and answering any questions you have. I'm inclined to do that just so we don't rush through it. How do you feel?
Agree.
So
I think save it for next time.
Okay, I think you're right. So what we'll do now, I'll talk about any questions, or I have something even better. I am going to just do a live drill of these sentences. So I am going to stop sharing and I'm going to launch my whiteboard, and we're going to do a live drill of noun class 3 and 4 until it makes perfect sense. Okay, so this is my river. What would that be?
That would be
Miti ni wangu.
Okay, so the word for river is mto.
Mto, yeah.
And then actually, here's what, I don't want to set you up for failure. I am going to write this down and then we'll just combine it. And that over there. And then we're going to have mine. And then we're going to have of. So this is who, that is huo, and that over there is ule. And then this is wangu. And then this is wa. Okay, so this is my river. We said who, ni, mto,
Wangu.
vizuri. So how about that is my bag? Okay. Huo ni mkoba wangu. Vizuri. And how would we say, oh, this is going to be a trick question.
Oh boy.
Ile ni mitumbwi yangu. And mitumbwi is they're canoes, right? Okay. So what am I saying?
Those canoes over there. Those canoes over there are mine.
Yes,
Mhm.
those canoes over there are mine. Okay. Next, let's see. What don't we usually use a lot of? Okay. That town is big. The word for town is mji.
Muji Huo
Mhm.
and Kubwa.
Kubwa.
Vizuri. Okay, so what is wrong with this sentence? Mhubiri huyu ni mnene. What is wrong with this sentence?
Demonstrative doesn't match.
Yeah, so what does that show us about that sentence?
It's another noun class.
It's not in this particular noun class.
Okay. It's not in the 3-4. Okay.
This is in noun class 1. See, that what you've just done right there is it's incredible because you were able to look at that sentence and learn and see that it doesn't match with what we are doing.
Mhm.
So the more you learn the characteristics of different noun classes, you're going to be able to go like, that is not right. It needs to be somewhere else. Yes, Cassandra. Zuena.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you just, not really familiar with the demonstratives. So when you put the huo,
Mhm.
that's all for singular, yes?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Can you put on the other side? Or you didn't get there yet? Like,
Oh,
yeah,
the plural now?
yes, please.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like everybody's comfortable with the singular form. Let us do these, those, and those over there. So this is going to be he, yo, and ile. Now, here's a really cool ninja trick for you and to learn in your noun classes. If you learn the first one, guess what? The second one always has an O at the end of it for all noun classes. The second one always has the O. So like in this here. And then the third one, and this applies to every single noun class. Once you split it, okay, you take that I and simply add the le. It's those
Really?
little things. So you don't even have to memorize all of them. You just need to memorize the rules. Let me show you how that works with
Okay.
everything. So hiki, this is for noun class 7. We're going to talk about it another time. Just split it and add the le. And just like that, you have that over there for noun class 7.
Oof.
Yeah, so that's why I said, just learn one really well, and then you'll learn these little tricks on how to apply them for everything else. Even if you don't memorize them, guess what? If you see them in print, or hear them, you'll know what they're talking about and you won't be so
Mhm.
confused.
Yeah.
So don't expect to memorize them right away. I mean, if you can, that's fantastic. But at least just being aware of how they impact everything makes all the difference. So once again, he, hiyo, and ile. And then for possession is yangu. We always, whenever you're talking about in plural for noun class 3, we use the yangu. And then for the associative of, we will always say ya. So mikoba ya mwalimu, mipira ya mtoto, mito ya Mungu. Because I mean, he definitely owns them, you know. So, sawa sawa?
So that means it's plural when it's
Yes.
using the yangu and the ya.
Uh-huh. Okay. So,
Okay.
but for now, that would be sufficient. Now, when you go elsewhere and you see some written words and you see a ya and a singular form, don't panic. There's a reason. Okay. So thou shall not panic. Just we're going to go straight, step by step, and then everything is just going to make sense for you. Okay. Sawa sawa. So yeah. Swali lingine, any question for me? Okay. Yeah, so everything, at least for now, class 3. So what I'd like for you to do, any piece of literature that you're going to be reading before the next time we talk, try to highlight all the noun classes 3s and 4s that you see, because you will see them. They're all over the place. You know, just highlight them and you're going to see they're going to make a big difference for you. You know? Sawa sawa.
Okay.
Swali lingine, anything, question, nothing, blah, blah, blah.
I have a question, but it's not about the noun classes.
Oh,
It's like-
okay. So,
It's
ngoja
about-
kwanza.
Huh?
And ngoja kwanza. Do you have Nancy, do you have a question about noun classes?
Yeah,
Hang on.
I just wanted to know the on your website, the comprehensive guide to the noun classes. Is it this type of explanation of all the different classes?
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
That's what it is. But everybody that is part of the LSN membership, I think they do get that for free as part of the coursework. Yeah. So. Wayne?
Yeah, I noticed that some questions start with J
Mhm.
and some do not.
Okay, there's really no reason for that. It's
Oh,
just
really?
that if you don't want to use intonation, use J so that people know you're
Oh,
asking a question.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
Thank
for them, but it doesn't really, it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Swali lingine? Yes, Karen.
So I have a question. So you said if you remember the demonstrative, you can cut it in half. Is that always the very first demonstrative? Not.
Yeah, actually, all the demonstratives teach you something, but for now, to just get the object infix and subject prefix, we use the first.
Okay.
Later, when we do others, I'll show you how the second one helps you figure out another concept.
Okay, but this
But
is the
just for
first.
subject and object infixes, you just need the first one, the this
Thank
and
you.
these.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Swali lingine. Oh, wow. Okay. We actually made it on time. 5 on the dot. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Asante sana, Amy.
Karen.
Leo, I will see you for next month's webinar or during conversation practice if you're part of LSN.
Nice.
Sawa?
Asante, Dada.
Okay. Karibu sana.
Irene.
Karen.
Yes, Anja, you have a
Will
question?
you be doing the practices next month also, or it's just?
Oh, no, that's now a thing that we do. That's just part of LSN now.
So you'll send something for next month?
Yeah, I have to think and sit down and think about the objective for next month. Yeah. Sawa.
Dada,
Karibu.
Asante.
Jioni njema.
karibuni.
Asante.